pele kwena re ntseng re go bolela thamaga kwena re ntseng re go bolela tshimega re go bolela o le bothalo o le mokwadi na re ne le rata goreng a hala re Benjamin na re ne le re Benjamin le sa re le boko a ne le sa re maboko go ha tutulo bua mana sebata o re kgomo di ga madi tswa go phoka wana kgomo di ga madi le tsiri go bothokwana kgomo ga mile mashi a mona te kota dira mata bona ja ka ba boti ba tshega ba itse ba ta bala ba ta itumela ke ntse kutwa e re ga o bua ba itumela thata mana sebata ga ditso ba thaoletse kgomo ba thaoletse tse di mashi tsa maradu kgomo ba thaoletse di mashi a monate ga ba itse ba ta ona mashi ba ta itatswa melomo thamaga o go nkute thata mana sebata ke rata go galaletsa mana sebata o dirile tiro e tala ka diata bona jaaka batho ba ntse ba tshega ba itumetse wa bona motlhanka ga go tsatsi la gompieko le nna ke go tetse tota ke go tetse le boko wa mpona la nkga ka mana sebata nthaga le dumega le nkgathagaletseng go dira tadikwana Thetse thata o nthetse ka manonthotho ka re Benjamin o dirile go tala ka diata mo e ne le mashimo so matswa thobeng di le phepa le bone se rengwe selabe sa tale nna motsa kgamelo phuletona wa mpona ka rata go thapa diata ke rata go thapa diata mothanka gamela ba rena o thapa diata mashi a teng ke rata go a go tlhomela thata Benjamin morantse a kgosi o ntebe thata mana sebata ke rata go leba segata ke go leboge ke re tsatsi la gompieko a bo dirile bokgele ke bothakgabono kopila tiro e thapetsweng mabogo ka re ke metsi ma swana mathapisa pelo mana sebata ke ntse ke utlwa o bua e re ga o bua wa bua o tlhagetse wa bua o thapisitse lentswe thamaga ka bona o thapitse mmala monana sebata ka bona o thapitse mmala o tshwana jaaka kgomo o tshwana jaaka kgomo e mashi a monate moana sebata rata go anya bothale morantse a kgosi tsatsi la gompieko ke tsile go bolela gape le ga lekoko ke go bega jaaka morena ke go bega jaaka letona wa bona o phuthile matshuthushite a mantsi a batho ba ntse ba go reditse ka manonthotho e re ga o bua wa bua o tlhalosa magoko sente thamaga tsatsi la gompieko ke tsile go tshwantsha jaaka o ntse ke tsile go bua hela jaaka o ntse ka re o pelo tshweu a ba hela pele ga lekoko a ba bontsi bo phuthegile wa bona le motlhanka ga gompieko ke itumetse ke a tshega phuletona ke bua ke itumetse wa mpona mageta ka gompieko a tsamaya jaaka puka tsepe golwane ke a kalapa jaaka namanyana le thabula thamaga wa mpona le batho ke ba ka ba didimetse hela nthaga le dumega le nkgathegaletseng go dira tadikonyana le nthetse thata thamaga ha re ga ke ata go boka phuletona ne ke tsile go ipega boeng wa mpona tsatsi la gompieko ga kena mahoko a iketse bodikelo a phirimile le tsatsi le phirima mosimane ke rata go rwala dithako ke itlhaganne wa bona tiro di setse di ile baruting phuletona thamaga mothanka wa mpona tsatsi la gompieko ke rata go itlhalosa serena ke rata go itlhalosa gapele ga batho ba le bantsi bona jaaka ba mpotapotile mothanka gompieko ke a boiga ke boka ke boiga go thothomela mothanka wa mpona tsatsi la gompieko ke boka ke kgangwe ke mahoko phuletona ke boka ke phaphala magalapa o nthetse thata tsebo ntse ka tseo pedi o ntse ka manonthotho thamaga wa nkutwa gompieko ke bua ke tlhalosa mahoko a serena motho a ga bona le wena ke rata go leboga thata ko ntse ke utlwa o bolelwa thata mana sebata ile jale maloba ke go tetse le boko mana sebata ne ke rile ke tsile go boka ke thwagetse ke go boka ke go tsatsang ka thamaga ka ile ga banna ba tshabile ke ra ga ba tshabetse dilo di le thata wa re wena ke a go phutha baboki ke a go ba phutha ke a go ba kataganya mo sakeng sakala ka ke ta lebitsa Travelodge ke ta ba phutha ba le bantsi thata ruri ke ta bitsa ba Setswana ke ta bitsa ba Sekgwa ke itse ba Sekgwa ba tata ba le bantsi ba Setswana ba boi ba ta tshabela ko morago mme go ta ema mothanka o ta siana thata morago go a moitse ga ke a itshola ke jaaka bona gompieko ke go le thamaga ke tsile go bega Setswana ke tsile go bega segaetsho ka re nna ga re poko ke a tshega phuletona ga re le boko ke a itumela ka ke itse le nna ke ta go tsena ga re ga lekoko ke tlhalosa mahoko nthaga le dumega le nkgathagaletseng go dira tadikonyana ha o rialo ke a itumela thamaga ke a itse bokola ka wa le rata ga o tshega o rialo ke a itumela le nna ke ta tshega wa bona ke tshega sa ka tirile se tlhokomele thata mothanka ga ke a tshega hela motho a le mothanka ga a tshega wa itse wa ba tometsa bolope ga e tshoba ntshintse le boko le kolwa ka kgomo mo titaola wa re kolwa motho a ka boka sentle a boka senta a khotsi a bo kentsa ngwampa phalafala ke a re ntse ba ka hapela ga batho ke ba ka hapela ga batho ba le marudi mannye ntha ke ba ka hela nna go ga e tshoba ntshintse kgomo ke ga pa hapela ga lekoko ke ga pa hela bontsi bo phuthegile ke ga pa hapela ga banna le basadi ke ga pa hapela ga thata e potana le bagolo wa nkitse ke mara ho bua maruma sala le kgosi marumale tseno teng tsa malala kwana gore sedimo sa bakwana selala sa phekola ya tsatsi le thaba kgosi ya re ke a banto morara gwana ma ile go mphoto ka dithebe a re maruma a kele ke kwena tsa modiba nna ke phika kgolo a mane to gore ke rumala thobolo mola mona go ribela hela ke tse ke thasela ke thoko ya maron thotho soro bala miteng ha re bala ile ga phata matho a lebile sebata kana se kukuni so bona ke sebata la dibara toga toga e toga le modisa khomo bolla nayo ga go thupa o e theta di ame se riba riba sa khomole ja khudu bona hela ra thakudu ja le beta ka to gona ba ra thaba budu bona thakudu ba go le ba sio mora mo nja ga ke rata go le ba sa hata ke go le ba thata tsa tsila go mpie kwa mpona ke go tetse ruri ke rata go boka ke go lebile moana sebata wa re ke rata go boka ke ntse setilo mo thanga ba ka khosi ga ke a tsepalla mo ke rata go le ba sa hata ke go le boga ka re morong kwa tsiti sa le tauna go kileng ka tswa le tshola go mmatla ruri ka tsokana ka ke bona mathala tauna tshaba thontsa le kana rona malope a malata mo thanga wa mpona tsa tsila go mpie go ke go tetse le boko o nthetsa thata moana sebata o ntimo mathong ke ta go le ba sa hata ke ta go boka ke go tshwantsha jaaka magosi ke ra ka tsa tsila go mpie go apere go bo ya go tshwanna ruri apere go ba phenyo moana sebata wa bere go be malakala ka mebala mentsi ke paola ke go tlhalosa wa bona le batho ke ba ka ga ba itumela moana sebata ntha ga le mmega lo nkgathe ruri ga le tseng go di rata dibonyana le ntshitse phata kgome khumeng mothanka ke taba ka ke tlhalosa mahoko ke ile tsatsi la gompieno ko ke go tetse moana sebata la bona motho o ntse a bega mpho e le kgolo thata ruri o begile seo se le segolo thata ke rata re go tswa le go mo etetsa le go mo sala morago thata ke rata re go tswa ga buka tse di tswa di hedile ke a kopa ke a rapela motho o ntse a megano a le ithapella gape o re ga o rene ga bega pele ga batho morwa benjamene o ba ikobele thata ga tumitsa ntwa ga a tshole thupa o ikobe thata wa itse boikobo botsala phenyo ke a itse wena o pelo e bore o tshwana pelo ga go e tshwana jaaka lephoi ke a itse o tshwana jaaka moege le thamaga ke a itse modimo o tla go segogatsa ke a itse masego le mathogono le ita go etelela pele ke a itse lesedi le ta go phathimela o se go a tshaba sepe moana sebatare ga o tsamaya o kano le sehuba o kano le sehuba o gata jaaka kaule go pane le tola pata wa mbana matlhanka e re ke tsena gare ga lekoko ke iketegela thamaga na nke ke tshaba sepe ke tsena hela banna ba phuthegile lekoko ke le tsena hela le tseno ke banna ebile le tseno ke basadi wa bona bonang gompieno ko biditse ba marudi magolo ruri biditse ba maemo mantle wa bona batho ke ba ba itshwanela wa bona batho ke ba ba tshwanelwa ke marudi sente thamaga wa itse magoko a nkgata hela le thaeng ntlha ga le dumega lo nkgathe ga le tseng ko di rata dikonyana jaanong ke a kgaola ke a lesa thamaga ke a tsamana ke motlhakolo mo ntshwagang masadingwa sa marumo tshoswane ntshwa gore ma botlhoko le sonyetse go tungikile tsa gore makabane-kabane a ba katabala gato ke makgakga a mantshwagang ba se o tisa dinaga ba ba swileng ba sena molai ebile ba sena tsebe ya buka batho ba ga se bola kgosi ba kwena ba ba sa nkitseng ke mollo a tadi ga koro ke phara ke pheremetsa magatapa kgotho a poa ke ntsha moetse kana ga ke a bole go batala le magatapa a ntsang kgata magata a nkitsa go tola dipata ke a gona pheko tsa puo nna ke phorogotho e pelo mpikoeng ke sabatana se pelo e tlhaga tharapala go thokoga motse ga re ke mosita pholomoale ba bothoko-thoka botshware ke phatsa moselesele dira ga di bone nna ke tlhaba ke itsogela ke a itse ba tla sala ba mpolela ka reka ke a tsamaya ke kgaotsa ke lesitse morahe o ka ga o ga isiwa ke o ka ga ba ba ka ga ba ntshitse kgomo ka ga gata ga ke dale ka tsamaya
Why you came here tonight? This is why. This is why. Round of applause. Coming up next is hello. Coming up next is, for all intents and purposes, my bestest friend. We've shared this love for
Volunteer Joshua. When we are old, hair the color of tombstones, and bones that sound like wet windshield wipers whenever we slow dance across the living room, I imagine that I will look you in the eyes, as if there's something small and precious imprisoned there. Then I will ask you, darling, did you know that a blue whale has a heart the size of a car? When you respond correctly, as you always seem to do when I ask you difficult questions about oceanography, I will probably laugh, rejoicing over the fact that every time you smile, it makes the wrinkles in the corner of your eyes look like 6 willow branches, all lifting up their heads from prayer in unison. The wind humming a somber hymn beneath its breath, just as our anthem jogs to a close and I whisper in your ear, how did you know that I was the one? When all those wild-dressed jackals came galloping to your door and begging for the rights to your ring finger, what made you lock the dead book on your ribs, looking them squarely in the face and saying, I am saving all this beauty for a man that I have never even met? Did you ever doubt, or for a second even imagine that waiting for me wasn't worth it after all, or that your soulmate had chosen someone a lot more boring but a lot less picky than you and opted an easy way out of a life filled with love? You see, when I was 20 years old, beard still not growing, an ocean away from my family, with the kind of pain that drives men to do selfish, barely forgivable things, I dreamt of you nightly. I hunted for your smile in every audience that I wrote for, hoping that I could literally steal a glance, download it onto my retinas, and replay the moment our eyes first played freeze tag. And neither one of us wanted to stop being it, so we just kept on touching, hoping that Father Time would give us a hall pass and that we would orbit one another forever. Speaking of orbit, did you know that there are more stars in the sky than grains of sand from the entire planet, and that I will give you either one if you merely ask? I will peel the night from the sky skin like the round of an orange, or Asgard, if I could burn the breeze for just a moment and blow the shoreline of every beach into a giant hourglass made just for us, and say this is how long I will adore the things about shoes and how they match your cardigans perfectly. Those crooked glasses and how they dangle at the edge of your nose like legs of two lovers on a tire swing. The last summer they will ever see each other's faces. The first time I saw your face, I thought, wow, if there was a gorgeous Olympics, you would be a lock, and maybe I would be your key, and maybe love is a club that we both got into for free. And we just haven't stopped dancing for all these decades because we really like the music in here. And maybe, if you ask me to, I will crawl through the veins of a blue whale on my hands and knees. I will photograph that Volkswagen-sized Harvest and place the picture on your pillow before you went to sleep. When you ask me about it, I will probably laugh, giggling like I had a handful of diamonds in my throat, and say, see, I told you, the biggest heartbeat God ever made, and now it's all yours. Good evening, everybody. My name is T.
Let's pray. Our Father, who art in heaven, so that I can art on earth, because I'll be damned if I see another broke artist scraping in the dirt. So I say, bangles and shackles go to my wrist. Bangles and shackles go to my wrist, but I prefer the bangles in that the shackles don't exist. So with my black African pride, I shall raise my fist and shout, yes, power to the people. Power to the people, for it's never over until we're equal. So power I chant for those that strive to find a sense of self in a world that's so corrupt, where greed never ceases to destruct, as they plot, scheme and kill, for they can never get enough. They plot, scheme and kill, because they can never get enough. Trying to get your wallet with no bluff. So with my God-given voice I shout, For those that are held against their will. For those that are forced to use their bodies to deal. For that young girl trapped in a strange land with no one to guide or hold her hand as strange men continue to erase her innocence. She drugged out of her mind. She fails to construct a word, no sentence. She tries to scream for help. Help. But she loses her voice. Bruised, beaten, and robbed of free choice. So, power I chant. I say, bring her home and let her suffer no more. Bring her home and let her suffering end. My heart goes out to that poor Asian family that is kept in deep captivity with no say, no pay, no chance to see the light of day, embraced in torn clothes or filled with despair. Forced to manufacture expensive clothes they will never wear. Man, I swear this world is falling in a dark hole so wide and steep. So before doomsday I pray to God for my soul to keep. 20,000 illegal prostitutes hiding in France. How did they get there? People go missing every day in the world that's just too busy to take care. Open up your eyes, it's the spiritual warfare. The devil is not out here to play fair. And as you persist to think in a box that doesn't exist, you have to realize that the truth of all lies is where your mind lies and where your God tries to make you whole. He will clear the darkness and ignite your soul. And just as long as you open all doors for God's cause, He will will you in the right direction and make all your dreams affirmative action.
Growing up in the cattle post of Budungwa, there was a Musara bushman, headman, hunter called Aye. You see, we got some wonderful life lessons. Like I remember one day he had this, his kapupafana full of sitopoti. He says, sitopoti, I don't care if you are gonna call me stop talking, I'm gonna drink you until the end of the morning. As he prepares to sit around the fire, to sit on his tukilos and call around the fire to teach us lessons of life, a silly girl by the name of Musitana pulled his chair halfway when his ass was away from the chair and he fell, and just there, in that moment, that was before the Matrix by the way, he froze in time and he put his cup of sitopoti carefully on the floor next to the fire, and then he went back to continue with his fall. Say wet food. But go ahead. Some people prefer to get their life lessons from their schools. After all, go ahead, read your school books where they don't teach you to fight for your land, raise your kids, and be a better lover. But hey, thanks God for the Pythagoras theorem and the fact that we can all label an insect head, abdomen, and thorax. I don't know how that is working out for you. But say wet food. In the midst of all night, if we were not at the cattle post, we will get a little piece, a little glimpse of the world another side from the small black and white TV. Whenever Uncle Horse had the mood and he managed to charge his batteries, and we watched so much cartoons and Chinese kung fu. Say wet food. You see, we watched so much Chinese movies, so much that we thought we could speak Chinese just because we learned a couple of words. Words like ni hao ma and shishini. And of course, kung fu, say word fu. But hey, it was only on a small TV screen before there were even big screens. But hey, some people choose to learn from Hollywood. Some people choose to learn from Hollywood, but go ahead, watch your big screen. Take your life lessons from there, because after all, only in Hollywood, the penguins of Madagascar lives in the New York Zoo. And their king is a dancing prima donna who's only concerned about shaking his body. But hey, you do you, because right there in Hollywood, where black people die faster, but after all, everybody hates Chris, but they all love Raymond. But us, Say wet food. We learned a few of these words. We thought we could speak Chinese. We learned Ni Hao Ma, and we managed to realize that it was some kind of greeting, and Shishini was some kind of thank you. And then one day there is was the yellow bubble gum, Chinese bubble gum wrap. Did you know number 365? There it was. It said the word Chinese word for kung fu actually means playtime. Wow. And then, being my smart self, I started thinking, now I can make Chinese sentences, because obviously, if the word kung fu means playtime, obviously the word kung means play and fu means time. Say word fu. But hey, you can relax, because some people don't learn from these things. Some people prefer to go to the universities where they do not accept your special capabilities and your special tendencies. They will just look at you during the exam and say, you monkey, elephant, hippo, snake, bird, insect, whatever, climb this tree, and whoever gets there first will get these degrees. But hey, that's not my fault, because some of us learn from humble things, like a big cup of sotopoti filled to the brim with a mountain of foam going above the brim, learning to stop time in order for a man to learn profound. Say sotopoti. I don't care if you're going to talk, call me, stop talking. I'm going to sip you until the early morning. But at this moment, we had come up with a way to construct sentences. We would be like, Ni hao ma, Kena, you palese. Gata, the kung to kama to my wonderful Shishini. A very sensible sentence that says, hey mommy, can you please find some time to come to my weight play? Thank you. But we kept the possibility, but maybe it is not obvious that just because kung fu means playtime, kung means play and fu means time. Maybe it's just the other way around. But still, our sentence will still apply. Ni hao ma? Can you please find some kung to come to my wet fu? Say wet fu. Meaning, hello mommy, can you please find time of your playing to come and watch my web time. Thank you.
I am BC, and I represent Uptown and No Town from sun up to sundown. But as most MCs call me, I am Sir Lancelot, coming straight from Camelot, because I sharpen the pen a lot. This one is called Pick a Side. I did all of your dirt, put in some ill work, head first, only now figuring out my real worth. See, what I'm risking is definitely more than a biscuit. So your peanuts and salt might come up, you better fix it. See, I cross my T's, I dot my I's, I cover my corners, so you can't look in my eyes to lie. You see, I is the guy who covered for you at least 1,000 times. Before you tried, I would ride or die with pride. You see, I was picking sides before scratching the surface. When the core issues come to light, you figure it isn't worth it. You pass the product, I deliver. That's how we're working. But if the pasture's green during the drought, then what's the verdict? See, pass my dividends to my descendants. I don't need certification for attendance, it just wasn't in my intentions. As long as you understood the lesson in the message, you understood the essence, or you even overstood the presence. Is it love? See, I wouldn't know. The homie's not coming back no more because of how it usually goes. Is it love? I wouldn't say. You try and shine light in some folks' life, they throw back shade. Now is it love? I wouldn't bother. Because most of what folks care for is either clout or zaga. So you stay deeper or we really try you. My big homie answer said, you give them an inch, they take a mile before they vilify you. I am BC.
But when I'm up here on stage, they call me Author Black. And when I'm with the boys, they call me Blakey. And when I'm with the ladies, let's just say they call me Taken because I'm already happily spoken for. Oh, they used to call me Taken because I was happily spoken for. Bono beto bang kamukile moradi apos. Motho ne ke marata itse kgantsa pelo ya me kgantsa lo fitswana kgantsa lo tlatlana. Ke mo leboga ga mo le gape le monthati ene tsere sera me se bo ifisa ke toge mo mbati. Ba bui ba di bua ba re dia thoteng ba sa itse gore thotare ya ke thota ile tse bo itumelo ka re tselela mo ke bula ra pele gore nang ka tle go le thatelo. Ga go bue nna go bua ke tlo botlhoko. Ne ke tla ikgomotsa ka gore seng kganang seng thola morolo ke ithwesitse. Wena pelo boela mannong matlasa ga go se bone. Rato le ke rile ke la motia lo phatlakane ga tatlana ya wa tsentsa mo setsana itobile. Moradi a khosuntile ka phatlatsa me mana. That was just me saying hi. Okay, let's get to the first poem. To the girl who works at my new favorite cafe, I swear I'm not a stalker. You see, when I ordered for that chai latte, I didn't know what chai is or a latte for that matter. The thing is, I was just passing by and saw you through the window, wondered what your voice sounded like, came in to say hi, but immediately you locked your eyes into mine. I ran out of words and ordered the first thing on the menu. And funny how fate is, a few moments later we bumped into each other in an elevator. Then I immediately reached to my pocket, grabbed my phone not to ask for your number, but so I could fake text, pretend to be in a call because I knew only the persistence to keep my distance would make it headless to know about your existence. You see, it's not so often that I find myself writing about love, because every time I write about love, my hands cramp to show me how painful love can be. And sometimes when I write about love, my pencils break to show me that true love can take more hard work than planned for. And I've heard that love is blind, so I write all of my love poems and naive. It's not so often that I find myself writing about love, but if I were to write about love, my first poem would be about you. It will be about how I always thought exaggeration only existed in poems and literature, but your beauty was exaggerated in such a way that I bet when God created you, He turned to Himself, gave me a high five and said, God damn, I'm good, or me damn, I'm good because it's very sound. Let's get to the last poem. If I were to ever describe love, I would describe love in a seven-letter way. Perfect. And believe you me when I tell you love is perfect, because love can never hate you, and I bet you love is all about virtues, not vices, no matter what the price is. And the only thing that can hate you is the one you call my one, the one who promised you love is pure as a white dove, took advantage of your trust, took your heart and torn it apart, left it in pieces, and every piece having its own bruises. The only thing that can hurt you is the one you play hide and seek with, but when he hides from you, he doesn't hide alone. The one you call my ride or die, but when you die alone, she immediately replaces you because she can't ride alone. But love on its own is faithful. Love doesn't celebrate downfalls. Love doesn't rejoice to unrighteousness. And blessed are us who for true love. Ronaba re boneng batho re ka kwalla gae ka bone re mme ke bone mosadi. Selo sa gagwe ga se kalwe ka selo sepe fela sa lefatshe. Naledi ya masamphatlatsana soka maditšhaba kgare be a marata go lejwa ke re morwadi a kgositlheke babeleke ga sa mentotonya ke tle ke thethele basimane madisong ke re ke bone sekgwa sa metsi. are le ya ga maila tlhente tla ke le moremedi wa tshimo tsa ga Maketsi ke tle ke tshele ka go tshega-tshega jaaka mosimana le melo ke Mmamphareng le nna ke itse bodulo jwa kgotla ya mapako a mohediri ka ke tla bo ke itse fa ke na le leitshwana la go rekwa ka kgomo mafeta kgomo ga je motho ba ga makana mosimo ba ga mosimo mola ga maapei ba ga nkonyana ka pereng tau ke tshwere serika kgosi ya babina thakale ke bina ga mosimane a tshaba go bina sekako Welcome Black.
Thank you for the claps. So I'm gonna do a little piece that I wrote. I can't find it on my phone, so I'm gonna try and remember it to the best of my ability. The energy gets amazing, guys. I don't have that oomph, but like I'll do something, right? Okay, this is an untitled piece that I wrote, and it goes: I know I said I was not sure about forever, but if you had let me, I would have loved you all through September. I would have sown dainty moments of us in the troughs of your laugh, so that when the rainy season passed, they would blossom into red letter memories of us. And even when things got tough, the distant but spellbinding sound of us would be all that you would remember. I would have smothered you with bad puns and littered your face with tiny wet kisses. I would have breathed healing into the cracks of your unpronounced scars, hoped my warm breath etched the words patient and easy onto your skin, so the next person that got to hold you, quite possibly forever, would read what it requires to love you. I would have placed my forever cold hands on your back a little longer that July, in case I was ever wore black at sundown, hoping that it rained by sunrise. They used to dance and their feet hit the earth so hard the vibrations shook the heavens and coerced the floodgates to open. I see it in me sometimes. When I speak, I find certain people left shocked. I was 11 years old the first time I ever experienced grief. I remember coming home from his farewell and thinking I could fill empty holes with metaphors and mend a broken heart with words. Come on! I imagined that the stain of ink would stain larger than the pain of his loss. I was 14 years old. Barely 140 centimeters tall, flat-chested and bald-headed, I took on a stage for the very first time. I left an audience dumbfounded and mountained by goosebumps. I wasn't sure if it was because of a marvelous delivery, or maybe they were just shocked that a tiny person could utter such soul-shaking words, a message too large to have possibly fit so eloquently on my lips. I was 16 years old. The Poetry Slam gave us 30 minutes prior to the performance to play fill in the blanks with our pen and paper. I remember opening my eyes and seeing large bodies surrounding me like sentinels. It was a standing ovation.
With serene whispers of nature, echoes of Eden untamed and alive. Water is never steady, bubbling through in full-bodied motion, babblings of laughter refreshed by spring green waters, awakening the soul and letting out sweet sighs as we consider the beauty of the Okavango Delta. More stunning scenery than this I am yet to behold, caressing all my senses and possessing me with its enchanting beauty. Lovers walk barefoot in the deep green luster. Their love they nurture as nature envelopes them into his bosom. Aesthetics cannot compare to the fine artistry and the mystery you are. A five-fingered masterpiece woven perfectly between borders. The heart bleeds with joy at the splendor of your majestic inland rivers, a paradise of scenery only dreams are made of. Rivers of passion evoke emotions that cannot be summed in words. 1,000 honeymoons you are, collecting creeks and streams of living waters from the Cubango to the Kavango to the Okavango, bringing both lust and love to our shores. Instincts are heightened and anxiety subsided when the mighty rivers clothe me with their beauty. I sing lullabies. My melody, a soprano in a wild orchestra of eagles and lions, are songs that awaken the spirit of our ancestors who made bonfires on these banks. Many waters cannot quench my love for you. Many waters cannot quench my love for the Okavango Delta, a paradise sought. Thank you.